luck! Love you!
Are you a more dangerous fighter now?
I think so, because I'm more experienced like before.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao has wrapped up camp and is locked in. With training done and game plan set, Pacquiao's focus is razor sharp, ready to unleash everything he's got in a brutal war against Mario Barrios. As the training camp comes to a close, Manny Pacquiao and his team are now heading to Las Vegas for Fight Week, gearing up for what could be another defining moment in the legend's storied career.
Is that Manny? Manny, good luck! Manny! Hi! Oh, that's Jinky! Hi, Jinky! Oh my God! Good luck! Love you!
Can we get out
Manny!
there?
After 18 years,
Can we
get
get
Oh, look!
After 18 years. God bless you. Thank you so much, Manny. You're everything. Thank you so much.
In addition, Manny Pacquiao said he now considers himself an even more dangerous fighter than before. He explained that things are a bit different this time because of how he trains, with his coaches and advisors making sure he doesn't overdo it or burn himself out. They keep his training camp well balanced, so he stays sharp and fresh.
Are you a more dangerous fighter now?
I think so, because I'm more experienced like before.
Yeah. I think so too. I always said happy fighter is the best fighter.
Yeah.
You seem pretty happy. You're always happy, but that seemed a little. Would you agree that's a little different for you now?
Right now, different.
Yeah.
Different, like the way I train, the way I like. They start, in fact, I want to train today, but they just said no. You
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
stop like that. We're about to close to overtraining.
Yeah.
Moreover, Manny admitted that his 4-year break felt more like a long rest than a true retirement. During that time away from the ring, he stayed active by practicing other sports like badminton and basketball to keep himself busy and prevent getting rusty.
It's not like that, because even though I don't have a fight, like I have complete sport facilities in my house.
Yeah.
In my compound, I have basketball court, badminton. I do jogging, gym, things like that.
Yeah.
However, Chris Algieri commented that when the fight was first announced, many boxing purists, including himself, questioned why Manny was coming back, but soon came to accept it. Algieri dismissed any idea that Manny is fighting because he's broke, explaining instead that Manny is a true warrior who loves the sport and simply wants to get back in the ring.
So initially, I think I had what a lot of us boxing purists kind of think like, man, why is he doing it? But then I was like, you know what? I'm not surprised. Manny's a warrior, dude. He wants to fight. This is what he wants to do. And listen, people are like, oh, he's broke. I don't think that's the case. I think Manny just wants to fight. And that's just what Manny knows. He tried to keep himself busy outside of the ring, playing basketball, doing politics, but nothing gives you that same burst of energy, that same buzz, that same high as fighting. And I get it. And this is something Manny's been doing his entire life, something I've been doing my entire life. So I understand where the pull comes from. But also, Manny, he's a warrior, man. This is what he knows. This is what he wants to do.
Additionally, Algieri gave his view, admitting he's not exactly a fan of Manny Pacquiao jumping the line straight into a title fight after coming back from a 4-year hiatus. But even so, Algieri believes that if anyone at this age can actually pull it off, it's Manny.
The jumping right into a title, that's a whole different thing to talk about. Not a big fan of that. But the fact that he's back, listen, it's Manny Pacquiao. If anybody can do it, he's one of those guys.
Pacquiao, he's a movement, man. He's global. So when he comes back, everyone's going to be paying attention. I know I have been these last couple of weeks, watching all these old fights, looking at interviews, watching him train. It just makes you think, like, does he have one more in him? I don't know. He thinks so. And we're going to watch him try, at least.
With Manny, you kind of got to throw rational perspective out of the window. The guy started at 108 pounds and has a world title at 154, was stopping guys, at welterweight. He's one of the most dynamic, explosive punchers that we've ever seen, an absolute machine in there at his best. And then even past his prime, Manny Pacquiao, coming back at 41 years old and dropping Keith Thurman, hurting him to the body, taking his O for, a welterweight title is incredible.
Chris went on to praise Manny Pacquiao further, pointing out that the Filipino icon has made a habit of doing the impossible throughout his career. According to Chris, his latest challenge is just part of who Manny is.
The guy has been outdoing what's supposed to be possible over and over and over again throughout his entire life. And that's why I said, like, if anybody can do this and come back and be successful, it's Manny Pacquiao. But in terms of a physiological standpoint, older brains don't take punches as well. Brains aren't made to take punches at all. But the older they get, the less resistant they become to punching. Testosterone goes down, hormonal changes happen, reaction time, speed, that initial first step, all of those things change as you age.
So the durability is going to go down. But listen, it's Manny Pacquiao. He's the kind of guy, you never really see him like super out of shape, even when he did some of these exhibitions. He's a guy who lives a clean lifestyle. I've been around him when I was getting ready to fight him. I've been around him when I was calling his fights. He's just the kind of guy, he's kind of simple. Every fundamental, the way he trains, the way he eats, everything. He's a real throwback. And the kind of guy that keeps himself in shape, and he's so talented, he can always jump right back in. And because he's such a draw, he moves the needle. When Manny Pacquiao fights, it's like no one in the sport today.
On the other hand, Paulie Malignaggi stressed that he just can't look past Pacquiao's age, remaining cautious about Manny's ability to close the gap this time around. He pointed out that only seeing Pacquiao perform will answer those questions.
Old age, I don't know if he's got the same step closing the gap. That was one of his strengths, to close the gap. And I don't know if he's got the same strengths to close the gap.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's on the stage, but I have to see him,
That's his age.
Yeah, that's his age.
Paulie underlined that Manny's biggest strength has always been his relentless pace, noting how, even against Keith Thurman, Pacquiao never leaned on crafty boxing, but simply pushed the action from bell to bell. Paulie remained doubtful that he could put the same pressure as he is 46.
He was always sometimes a little over-aggressive. That's why he ran into the right hand from one. Listen, Manny was high energy. I don't know how. I was surprised he was very high energy to beat Thurman at 41 years old. I don't know how he's going to maintain that high energy. I never noticed. One thing about the Pacquiao had criticism that I have, obviously besides all the other things everybody knows already. If he doesn't fight at a fast pace, he's pretty ineffective. He's never really learned that crafty boxing that an older guy learns. Take it as you will, right? Take it why he never learned it, because he could always go at a fast pace even in his 40s. To me, I don't buy it. You know what I mean? That's why that was always my criticism. Right? So now at 46, I don't know if anything's going to help him to bring that fast pace. And if he's not at a fast pace, is he going to be the same fighter? I don't know.
Although being a fighter who has been in the ring with both Pacquiao and Barrios, Keith Thurman shared that if Manny Pacquiao can still tap into his signature moves, he's got enough power to do real damage to Barrios. Thurman pointed out that Barrios isn't the hardest target to find, and that his defense can be exposed if Manny can close the distance.
Depending on his conditioning, right? Depending on how much he can pop in on that instep that he brought to me, that notorious fast instep. If he can pop in that instep, and if Pacquiao can get in, I know he can hurt Mario Barrios. I hurt Mario Barrios on multiple occasions. Tank hurt him. So I know Pacquiao can hurt Barrios. I think that's the one thing in Pacquiao's favor. Mario Barrios was hurt against Ramos, right? So that's the thing, is the defense of Mario Barrios is still suspect. He is there. He is willing to get caught. You can catch the kid.
However, Paulie also pointed out what he sees as a major flaw on the other side of the ring, describing Mario Barrios as a very limited fighter.
Barrios is a world champion in a welterweight division that is about as weak as I've ever seen it. I think probably people older than me won't ever remember. This might be the weakest welterweight division in history, especially with the removal of Ennis, who's likely seen his last fight at welterweight. I do believe that there are guys coming up in the pipeline that are pretty good welterweights, but they're not at the championship, or they're not getting the championship shot quite yet. But if there's a moment in time where an older fighter can jump in and maybe steal a moment or steal a belt and win a championship and do something special, it's probably right now.
He questioned how and why someone like Mario, standing 6 feet tall, always fights off the front foot instead of using his reach and size to his advantage by fighting on the back foot.
Very limited. I think he's very limited.
Dude, I think Barrios sucks. So I think I think Pacquiao has a chance. I mean, even if you think you get a shot Pacquiao, because we don't know if it's gonna be like a totally shot Pacquiao, like you look in the fight with the exhibition guy, or maybe in the exhibition, you know, he wasn't taking it seriously. He's probably thinking it's an exhibition. So we don't know that. You're never going to get a clear answer on that. You're not going to know until he steps in the ring on Fight Night against Barrios. And then if he's sharp, and you're like, okay, he didn't take the exhibition seriously.
Barrios is constantly on the front foot. I don't know. I've never seen a guy who's almost 6 feet tall fight on his front foot. I think it's horrible. I don't understand the logic behind it. I don't know how nobody ever told him, yo, bro, stay on your back foot when you're jabbing. You say, what is this, amateur hour? You know? That's why he gets dropped. That's why he gets taken, with guys, subpar guys. And that front foot, and of course, at this point, I don't know if he knows how to box on a back foot.
Adding to that, former 3-division world champion Jorge Linares commented that this fight isn't really adding to Manny Pacquiao's legacy. He suggested that it's the money element pulling Manny back into the ring, pointing out that there's big money in the sport today.
Money is money sometimes, power is power sometimes, and ego is more bigger than money and power.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I don't think that this is legacy. I don't think so. You have legacy already. It's not like me.
Yeah.
I don't wanna try to come back to the ring to be a world champion again.
What is it then that would bring Manny Pacquiao back with you?
I think it's money.
Money?
Money, because now in boxing business we have a lot of money.
There's a lot of money right now.
There's a lot of money right now. So easy money, I think so.
Building on that, super flyweight champion Jesse James Bam Rodriguez doubled down on his pick for Mario Barrios to beat Manny Pacquiao. Rodriguez explained that in his eyes, it's simply not Manny's time anymore. He added that it feels like age has finally caught up with the legend, and that will show during the fight.
Why do you feel that? Do you feel it's the age? Do you feel it's just a bad style matchup? Give us some insight.
Yeah, I mean, I said that in a respectful way. I didn't mean no disrespect to Pacquiao. He's a legend.
Of course not.
He's one of the best in all of boxing. So I feel like it's not his time anymore. I feel like age has gotten to him. But who knows? Only he knows how he truly feels. So he might go out there and put on a vintage performance. But Mario, he's a world champion at the top of his game. So I don't see anybody beating him right now.
Furthermore, Rodriguez added that outside the ring, Manny Pacquiao continues to be a deeply inspirational figure. He pointed out that although some people still look for reasons to criticize him, Manny has always shown genuine humility, and Bam believes Pacquiao deserves nothing but respect.
I mean, besides boxing, he's a cool-ass person. I know people talk a lot of shit about him, but that guy is one of the most humble guys I've ever met in my entire life. So people just need to chill out and look at someone for who they actually are, not because of their boxing skills. But I mean, other than that, he's just, like I said, he's a great person overall.
Adding to that, Manny's brother Bobby predicted it would be an exciting fight, but expects Manny to finish it within 5 or 6 rounds.
Bobby Pacquiao, the world famous, right here, very popular with fans. Bobby, your brother's in the Hall of Fame now.
Huh?
Your brother's in the Hall of Fame. Manny's the Hall of Fame.
Right there.
And what do you think about the fight?
Almost done. Huh?
What prediction?
My prediction is gonna be just a good fight.
I think 4 rounds.
I think just me for 5 and 6.
5 and 6, good round. And how are you doing? You're good?
Huh?
I'm
good.
Meanwhile, former boxer Sean Gibbons, Pacquiao's advisor in both training and fight strategy, offered insights into Manny's mindset, saying Manny believes his unique routine is exactly what keeps him ready.
Because Manny believes what he's doing is what gets him ready.
Yeah,
and that's a big thing.
Well, this was the big thing for me when I was talking to Freddie. I asked Freddie, is this the oldest guy you've worked with at this level? He says, yeah. I expect to hear that.
It's surreal because the way the guy works, and you see him on the pads and all that, that's fast vintage. There's no slowdown. The sparring, of course, the first 3 weeks getting into it.
Yeah.
And then, being a fighter, you take that corner, right?
Yeah.
And then you just go up and.
I asked Freddie. Freddie said he said he's working really well with.
He described Manny's approach as surreal, pointing out that when you see Manny train and work out, it's the same fast vintage version fans remember.
What I feel, of course he had this fight, right? He's got this fight and everything. But it was so special to me going at the Hall of Fame, right? It's and it like he thrived on the moment. It was just an enjoyment. And the people always, he loves the fans. And he's always his biggest thing, and he's told you this, but of course, it's just humble. So when he went to do the speech,
Adding to that, Chris said the scientific side of him worries about Manny stepping back into the ring at this later stage of his life. But at the same time, the nostalgic side of him believes Manny just might have one more big performance left.
There's nothing like being in a ring. Yes, I understand. You could be training, you could be in the gym. Listen, hell, I'm in the gym 2-3 days a week. I'm not saying I can jump right into a fight. I might look like I can, but the reaction time, the tells, to be able to read certain things during a fight at high level, world-class speed, it's entirely different animal. So yes, part of me worries, my rational side, my scientific side, the idea that, my fighting side worries, but also my nostalgic side of Manny Pacquiao goes, he might have one more in him.
Moreover, Juan Manuel Marquez made it clear he's eager to watch Manny Pacquiao face Mario Barrios and wished both fighters well. However, Marquez didn't shy away from calling it a dangerous challenge for Manny at 46. Even so, he trusts Pacquiao's professionalism and hard training, as he predicted the Filipino icon to beat Mario and become the new champ.
I would like to see the fight, Pacquiao or Mario Barrios, but I need to work. I'm busy, but good luck for both fighters. I don't know. It's dangerous. This fight is dangerous for Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao has 46 years old. But he's professional, he's training hard and every day. I think, let me tell you something. I think Manny Pacquiao is the new world champion. I think so. The most important thing is experience. Experience is for Manny Pacquiao. It's power, speed, and everything. I think Manny Pacquiao is the new world champion. Okay.
Juan added that while Mario Barrios might be the younger fighter in this matchup, the real factor to watch is the wealth of experience Manny Pacquiao brings to the ring. For Juan, the experience could prove to be the decisive factor once they get it on in the ring.
Pacquiao needs to use speed, power, experience, and everything. And Mario Barrios is a young fighter. He has a strong fighter, but I think the most important thing in this fight, the experience. The experience is for Manny Pacquiao.
Weighing in, boxing coach Robert Garcia pointed out that many former boxers are picking Manny, but are doing so largely due to Pacquiao facing Barrios, who, according to many fighters, is one of the least dangerous welterweights. However, Garcia emphasized that Barrios still has the advantage of youth and physical strength.
A lot of boxing, former fighters, experts, I could say, are picking Pacquiao. But I think most of them are going by, the opponent. Barrios being probably the least dangerous welterweight out there. But Barrios is young, big, strong. Barrios hits way harder. So Barrios is strong.
This guy was underrated. You think
Pacquiao's 46. I think Pacquiao wins because he does have a chance of winning because he's fast and strong. It's got to be under 4 or 5 rounds.
In addition, Garcia emphasized that if the fight drags on and goes the distance, Pacquiao's legs and conditioning at this stage would not hold up, and the tide will switch in favor of Barrios. He stressed that if Pacquiao wants the win, he'll need to close the show within the first half of the fight.
Because if it goes past that, then his legs, his condition could go in favor of Barrios. That's the way I think, man. That's the way I see it. If Pacquiao wins, it's got to be under 4 or 5 rounds.
I think he does it. Short night.
It's like, look, we just seen Chavez.
As fight night approaches, the anticipation surrounding Manny Pacquiao's return has reached a fever pitch, and Manny now heads to Las Vegas with his training camp wrapped up and his game plan locked in. With legends, trainers, and fighters split on whether the Filipino icon can defy time once more, one thing is for sure, that Manny's return has ignited the passion of fans around the world. Let us know in the comment section below if you think Father Time will take over Manny, or we will see glimpses of Prime Manny that edge the win. If you are fired up to see the Pac-Man return to the ring, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you are notified when the latest updates drop, and we will see you in the next video with more exciting updates.